Hola amigos, ¿cómo están todos ustedes? I want to say hello to all of you, my amigos, episode 56. Guys, I got a really good lesson for you today. It's going to really help fill in those gaps. I know I say that a lot, but it really is going to help you out a lot. But before I get into today's episode, all right, I just want to take a minute to recognize some people that have been very supportive to me here on the Language Tutor. First of all, I want to give a shout out to one of our faithful viewers, Christian, faithful viewer, faithful supporter. Thank you, Christian. You're the man. Appreciate you, brother. Also, we've had some people starting to donate to us financially, and we're just blown away. I tell you, my family and I, we're just so thankful, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. But I just want to say some of those names, recognize some of our amigos out there who are helping us out. First of all, I hope I say your name right, Shi Cheng Jo. Thank you for your financial contribution. Also, Sean McAnulty from Brisbane, Australia, way over there across the water. So thank you, Sean. And also one of our friends here in the States in Pennsylvania, Kenneth Bora. Kenneth, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Also, Peter Hartman. Thank you, Peter. And also, Ulrika Stoss. Thank you so much to all of you. We're just blown away by your support and your generosity. We really do appreciate you. And we're always thankful for all of our amigos out there watching the Language Tutor and subscribing and telling other people. I keep hearing all the time and seeing comments from people saying, I'm telling everybody I know, and I'm telling all the people at my school. We're just thankful. Thank you so much. We're growing really fast every month. We're gaining hundreds and hundreds of subscribers a month. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Muchísimas gracias a todos ustedes out there, okay? Well, let's get into our lesson. Today, I'm going to teach you about a couple of different words. How to say this, that, these, and those. Now, we say those words quite a bit, don't we? So we're going to talk about those words. They're not difficult. Let's start out with the this, okay? Now, I want to just give you a heads up. With these words, with this and these and that and those, we kind of have to separate it out into three different groups. What we have here, this, okay? And then we have that right there, and then we have that over there, okay? So it's kind of a distance thing. So let's just start out with the this, okay? So I want to throw this word up there. First of all, this in Spanish is este. Este. Now that's the masculine form. No, it does not end with an O right now, okay? But este is this, something that's here with me, this, okay? Now, that is the masculine form, so let's go ahead and use it with a masculine noun. You know, we always pick a basic word like book or something, so let's go with book, all right? So this book, the one I have here, this book, este libro, all right? Now, let's talk about something feminine. Like if I'm holding a pen and I say this pen, well, you probably are guessing it. It's just going to change to an A. So we got this, esta. And let's go ahead and put pen with it. Esta pluma. All right, so este is masculine and esta is feminine. Now notice something about esta, okay? You're thinking, hey, that looks like está, the form of estar, right? The third person singular. Él está, ella está, usted está. Well, you are right. If you thought that, you're right. But one little tiny difference, that has an accent on it, right? The form of estar has an accent on it. Remember, the bottom two on each side of estar have accents. So this is just a really good example of how accents really do matter. They really do. Okay, and so we changed that from está to esta, all right, to this. Now, Got those down? Este, esta. Let's make it plural. All we have to do is put the S on it, but you see in that masculine form, este is going to change to an O. So it's going to be this. These books that I have here, these books, estos libros. Estos libros. And you are probably guessing the feminine form right now is estas. So these pens, estas plumas. All right? And that's how we do this. Este, esta, estos, and estas. So I want to challenge you to just be thinking of as many different nouns as you can and using those words to practice what you have with you. Look around what's around you right now. Maybe you're in your living room or office, wherever, but look around and start naming objects. And you may find one, I don't know the word for that. And so you can look it up. It's a great way to use these words and pick up new vocabulary words, all right? Now let's move out a little bit and start talking about that. Now remember, we have that right there, something that's near us, okay? And then we have that over there. That's different. So it's a little further away. It's not in our reach. It's not around us. So that's going to be right that over there, all right? But let's start around us by saying things like, well, hand me that book right there. Or can I have that pen? That's what we're talking about because it's just right there. It's near us. Okay, and then those forms right there are these. First of all, we're going to just take away the T's. That's it. So we're going to say ese for that right there. And we're going to say esa for that right there. All right, now some people like to remember this. This and these both have T's, that and those don't. This and these both have T's, that and those don't. That's a good way to remember it. Just remember that we're talking about that right there, not that over there. Okay, so this and these both have T's, that and those don't. So we take out those T's, and this is what we have. Ese, so that book, ese libro, ese libro. All right, now that pen right there, esa pluma, esa pluma. Okay, ese libro, esa pluma. There you go. Now, you're probably already getting these down. I better know what the plurals are, right? Esos and esas. Esos, esos. Those books right there. Esos libros. Those pens. Esas plumas. There you go. So this and these both have T's. That and those don't. Okay, now let's move out a little bit further and talk about that right over there. That one over there, it's a little bit further away. It's not in our reach, okay? Now, I chose two words to use as examples that could be like if you're exploring a new town, walking around, whatever, riding down the road. So I want to use the word edificio, which means building, and casa, which means house. Obviously, you've heard casa before, I'm sure. But edificio means building. So let's use those two examples as our, sample sentences or phrases here in this part. So what we're going to use to say that over there, that one, is aquel, A-Q-U-E-L, aquel. So it's that building, aquel edificio. Okay, aquel edificio. Now the feminine form, we're going to add an L to this now, okay? So it's going to be aquella, aquella. So now that house over there, aquella casa. So aquel edificio, that building, and aquella casa. Now to make these plural, to make aquel plural, we're going to add an L-O-S to it, make it a double L. So those buildings, aquellos edificios, aquellos edificios. And those houses over there, looking at those houses, aquellas casas, aquellas casas. All right. Now, guys, that takes care of this, it takes care of that, and it takes care of that over there, okay? So work on those three sets of words, and I guarantee you'll have it down quickly. Now, the last thing I want to tell you in this quick lesson today is that we do have some words that we use for just general, what they call neutral. They have, we're not sure of the gender we're talking about. It's just kind of a neutral concept. Now, these words don't change for gender. Now, when would you use these words for just something in general? If you're talking about something that's really not specific, maybe it's a situation or a certain matter that you're discussing, or sometimes we say this thing we're dealing with, okay? That's good general ideas without a specific gender. So these words that I'm about to show you here, we're going to use for those general neuter ideas, okay? The first one we're going to use is esto, okay, E-S-T-O. Now we got that T back in there, so we're talking about something closer to us probably, something at hand, all right? So this situation. Now I'll show you an example that's going to mix mandatos from a couple lessons ago, and it's going to mix this neuter word. So, you're talking and you say, hey, look, let's talk about this later, okay? Let's talk about this later. So here's an example. Hablemos de esto más tarde. Hablemos de esto más tarde. So again, you remember back when we did commands, mandatos, and we said for that nosotros form, we're changing the ending from A to E, because it's an AR verb, we changed to E. All right, so that's what we're doing here. Hablemos, that's meaning let's talk about. They can imply about sometimes. This. It's not a specific gender thing. It's just this that we're talking about, this matter, this situation at hand. So hablemos de esto más tarde, okay? Now, in that same line of things, something more distant would be eso. Again, we're just taking out that T, right? And then something more distant than that, aquello. We're just going to use the plural masculine, but without an S, okay? So remember the esto, eso, and aquello are implying things not exactly a specific gender, okay? It could be a situation, whatever. And friends, amigos, that's it for this lesson. I hope that you really find these useful and that you can bring these into your conversation, all right? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, check out the podcast. Practice with me while you're in the car or sitting at your desk or whatever, all right? And you know what? Every once in a while, shoot me an email. Give me a little email or a voice message and tell me how you're doing with your Spanish, all right? You can do that at DannyEvans3371@gmail.com. It's that easy. All right, I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you soon. Hasta pronto. Friends, thanks for watching The Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.